Welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Clippers trail by 7. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patrick Patterson is out there with James Johnson. And it's Carroll in at the small forward position. Now here is Smith. Off the pick. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Really left alone that time. And the Raptors lead by 7.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Mills. Dishes it to Barnes. Offline with his 3.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Smith against Carroll. Now the feed to Johnson. Gobert with the block. Now here's Barnes. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And that's now 18 points for Barnes.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Outside Lowry. Shoots from 12. Johnson can't get it to go.
You love the closeout on that possession.
Excellent defense. Active, and he made it a very tough shot for him.
Gobert against Patterson. And Gobert kicks to Mills. 4 on the shot clock. And the wide open shot from Redick. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
The defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Toronto calls timeout.
Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he had to do something. They're getting buffaloed and beat up. He couldn't let that continue. He had to call the timeout there.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Now Paul, following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. And Griffin slams it in. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot. And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Now here's Paul. Barnes sets a screen for Paul. Pass to Barnes. Fires the 3. Tries again. Griffin kicks to Barnes. No luck. Nice D from DeRozan.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Well, one more and that's it. He'll be DQ'd, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
It's Redick on the wing. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 6 assists in the game. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
You know, adding on to that, we can't fail to mention all the steals they piled up, too. I mean, that's making a big difference. They've really gotten into them defensively.
Now here's Barnes. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. A nice bounce-back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Raptors trail by 6. Outside Lowry. In the corner, it's Patterson. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from DeRozan. 18 points for Kyle Lowry.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Now here's Barnes, following the miss by DeRozan. Kicks it out to Paul, back to Jordan. The pass to Barnes. To the middle. Griffin dishes to Jordan. And there's the 3-second violation. Desanya is checked in for Los Angeles. Raptors trail by 5. Lowry passes to Patterson. Right side, DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's 21 points for DeMar DeRozan. Paul with the ball. Picked by Griffin. Paul goes in. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here's DeRozan, and the shot is good. DeRozan's got 4 points this quarter.
Big-time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Jordan with a screen on Lowry. Paul kicks to Jordan. It's stolen by Carroll. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Now just a 1-point Clipper lead. Paul with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Jordan the screen. Griffin draws the double. Down low. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 1:27 left here in the fourth quarter. Barnes is checked in for J.J. Redick. .127 left in the game. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark with the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it. Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight. His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Griffin a screen on Lowry. Paul goes in and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
This is the red-hot version of Chris Paul right there. You know, Paul is playing really well. He's got 19 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
Whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been a disruptive force out on the floor.
And the Raptors call time here. They're behind by 2. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Poked away, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
51 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
He feeds it to Griffin. Inside, Jordan. Yes!
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And so here's Toronto. Kicks it to Lowry. Puts it up from 17. Rebound by the Clippers.
And you know they wanted that one to go down.
They sure did. Would have loved to tie it up right there.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Here's Azania. No good. Toronto calls timeout. They're down by 2. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Right side Lowry. Oh, missed it. And so they foul intentionally.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans loved it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as the fans file out of the building, now time to head over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul. He delivered quite a star performance. Not uncommon, as we've seen him have this sort of terrific night many times.
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
Well, this win was really, really needed, and he went out and he got it for him. They lost 2 in a row coming in, and dropping a third straight would have been very, very rough. But he took it upon himself, took it right to the ship, as he always does. Great performance and a great time to deliver.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on